Hi, this is a third assignment of computer system design, and our goal is two. First goal is turn on the LED, and second goal is get the switch input and change the LED duration. And let's start with the assembly code. Assembly code is here. And first, R8, I use R8 register. I use R8 register to to initialize the LED position. So if if R8 register initialized with hex 1, it means 00000001, and this means LED 0 is turned on because this 1 bit location is means LED 0. And if R8 register is initialized with hex 2, it means second bit is turned on, and it means LED 1 is turned on. And this is and I'll use the loop. So loop and left left logical shift left operation. So logical shift left operation. So this one bit is go to left. And this means LED 0 to LED 7 is is turning on. And this is the except and this is the execon re this is the initialize reinitialization condition. So in line 10, R8 register is compared with hex 100, and hex 100 means this in binary. So so ninth one is turn on. Ninth bit is turn on, and but our LED has only eight. We have only 8 LED. So if R8 register, so by logical shift left operation, R8 when R8 is goes to hex 00, and then this compare and B and this BLT in this BLT operation, the jump is not taken, so R8 register is reinitialized by line 12 instruction. And the CSD main and by BL instruction, we go to CSD main symbol, and CSD main symbol is here. CSD main symbol is here. In CSD main symbol, if else if else block is located, and software address and switch address variable is here. And this switch address variable is initialized with this macro. This macro is here, and 4121000 hex 4121000 is the CSD switch address. And this address is here. This address means switch is base address. So so if I look into this switch address variable, then we can get the switch configuration. switch status, switch status. And we have also 8 switch. So so if switcher so if switch configuration switch status is like this, then it means switch 7 is switch 7 is on. And also if the switch status is like this, then it means switch 1 is on. So let's move on to the our description. Or in our description, switch 7 is the most higher priority. So and switch 0 is least high least priority, and default situation the LED duration is 1 second. So this is the default configuration, default status. And I in default status the in the in default the sleep is 1 second. And other cases I use if else statement. So if else statement. And so if switch if else statement and logical end statement. So and hex 80 means in hex 80 is in binary 1000000000. So and hex 80 means switch 7 is on. Switch 7 is on. So if switch 7 is on, if switch 7 is on and switch 7 is on and other switch status is ignored because we we filtered only seventh 1 bit. We filtered only seventh one because we filtered only seventh 1 bit. So so other switches status other switch states is ignored in this if flow. And other is also same. Other logic is also same. And let me explain about the include sleep H and include sleep H and sleep A9 library function. And in this library function is defined here in CSD platform, standalone, and here and here sleep.h. In sleep.h, we can use this library function. And let's see the usleep A9. Let's see the usleep A9. This is defined in usleep A9 and sleep A9 and sleep A9. This is the function prototype, and the actual implementation is here, sleep.c. This is the predefined function. And only sleep A9 is defined. And also in usleep.c, only usleep A9 is defined in here. So I can use only usleep A9 and sleep A9 function as a sleep operation. So let's move to the final final code. And in the sleep 1 second, I use the usleep a9 function because this is the defined this is the predefined function in CSD platform. And to sleep 1 second, I use the parameter one. I inserted parameter one in here, and other is same. This is the useSleep function, and useSleep means this parameter is microsecond. So 1000 microsecond is 1 millisecond. So 1 millisecond, and I need 100 milliseconds. I so in so the first parameter must 100 100 by 1000, and other is same. So this is the C code to this is the final C code, and our our requirement is meet our requirement is meet by this requirement is meet. And let's see the demo. And please note about in my Zboard, and please note about in my Zboard, LED in my Zboard, one LED is down. So let's turn on the let's turn on the board. Let's turn on the board and build the project and run. So this is the demo. This is the demo. The LED is repeatedly turned on to LED 0 to LED 7, and I and the switches all turn off. So the LED change duration is 1 second, approximately 1 second. And please note about the LED. Please note about the LED 4. Unfortunately, unfortunately, in my Jetboard, LED 4 is breakdown. So LED 4 is break. LED 4 is breakdown. And if I turn on the switch 7, then LED duration is to 100 milliseconds. So LED duration is go very fast, and other switch is ignored because switch 7 is turned on. So other switch, if I turn on the other switch, but the LED duration is same, and if I turn off the LED 7, then duration is go to the 1 second. And if I turn on the LED 2, then duration is slightly faster. And and I talked about LED 4 is breakdown. And I talked about LED 4 is breakdown. So I will explain more detail about this situation. So let's debug. In this time, in this time let's debug the this source code. So I will break point I will insert breakpoint in this instruction and let's move on. So our problem is the LED4. So our problem is LED4 and LED4 is located in here. So so if if we if we want to turn on the LED4, then switch state switch status must be switch states must be like this, and this means in hexadecimal 10. This means in hexadecimal 10. So let's focus on R0, and I'll go. So in this time, the R8 is turned to the to- R8 is hexadecimal 10. So if I execute this statement, then if my JetBoard is if my board is okay, then LED4 is LED4 must be turned on. But but if I execute this, but although I execute this statement, LED4 is not LED4 does not turn on. So this means in my JetBoard, LED4 is breakdown. So so please please note about this situation. So please note about this situation if you grading my video, and 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 except this problem, I I implemented or I implemented all this statement. So let's see the demo. So let's see the demo one more time. So let's see the demo. So let's see the demo. The in default switch status, the LED turn the in JetBoard LED turns on to the LED0 to LED7, and in default switch status, the LED duration is 1 second. But if I turn on the switch, then LED duration is changed, and I and if I turn on the lower priority switch, but LED duration is not changed, and if I turn on the other switch, LED duration is also changed. And end of this is the end of my demo video, and thank you for watching.